So, what we've found and in the past is some of the common KPIs related to equipment are calculated differently. People utilize different methods to collect their information, maybe a different numerator or denominator. I calculate repair and maintenance or include some items in repair and maintenance that another construction company does not include. Capturing and managing data here can be challenging because we're getting information from both the finance, operations, and the equipment side of the business. And historically, there haven't been industry benchmarks within the equipment area for us to easily capture and compare ourselves to our peers, as well as managing our progress. So really in the past, all that many of us have been able to do is manage our progress against ourselves, right? So about 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, AEMP and CFMA got together and decided we wanted to change that. We wanted to come up with a way to standardize those calculation methods so that you'd have improved consistency and you'd be able to compare your results and not be asking the question, compared to what, or how did they calculate those numbers. We wanted to establish performance benchmarks in a common vocabulary. So, when I talk about throughput, what does that mean? It's the same as when Carol or Tim talks about throughput. And then lastly, we really wanted to take the opportunity for fleet managers, for controllers, CFOs, other stakeholders to raise your profiles within your companies by having access to this information. We wanted to encourage collaboration between the fleet side and the financial side of the house, because in order to fully participate, you really need that relationship and that collaboration. Evaluate many aspects of fleet performance, not just preventive maintenance, not just financial, but all aspects of that, and be able to measure your progress and evaluate how you're doing with your fleet. So if we can identify areas that we're able to improve by comparing ourselves to others, can make us curious and give us an opportunity to make changes that are going to improve our individual fleets and our company's results. So with that being said, key performance indicators, quantifiable measure that is used to evaluate the success, in this case, of equipment or fleet performance and meeting an objective or for performance. So that's what we're trying to do with that. And then the benchmark is a standard point of reference that we're going to establish based on the survey results so that you have something that you can compare to. A little history on the timeline of the heavy equipment comparator. So again, this all started at CONEXPO in 2020 with a conversation. About a year later, we had a joint kickoff meeting between the two organizations. We did an initial survey and had 57 participants, then got to CONEXPO 2023. We ran another version of the survey in 2024. And now here, fall of 25, we've redesigned the survey. We've made it easier to participate. You have until November 17th to participate. And then we're going to be presenting these results at CONEXPO 2026 and a number of other, webinars, conferences along the way. So one or two other things before, we transition here. So in the original comparator, those of you that are familiar with that, we had 32 key performance indicators broken down into 9 different categories, which are listed here on the left-hand side of the slide. In the updated version of the comparator, version 2.0, we've simplified it. We've broken it down into 3 different tiers: financial, fleet and operations, which those are the 2 core tiers with 16 KPIs. And then we have an enhanced metric area. If you want to go further and dig in further to your fleet, that's the 3rd tier that has 10 individual metrics. So what are we trying to do, and what's the goal here? A summary is really to encourage people to participate at the level that they're ready to participate at. So we have 8 in the financial core. If that's an area that you're comfortable with to begin your participation, that's great. Or if it's on the fleet side, or if you're comfortable with both, and that's really the base. And then from there, we want to go up and hopefully move to doing some of the enhanced metrics. And ultimately, by doing that, that's what we can do in order to achieve fleet excellence.